Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of this real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us every Tuesday while we talk contracts and chaos. 30 minutes into our conversation and haven't recorded a damn thing.
That's okay. You know what? We've both had some interesting weeks, and sometimes you and I, before we jump into this, need to have some friend time and just be like, hey, I need to unload for 10 minutes.
Yeah, decompress session.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Before we jump into our topic today, which is spring/summer marketing.
Yeah.
We haven't titled this one yet. We know we're recording it in the spring in Q2, but you guys may not hear this until the end of Q2 to prep for Q3. So
Right.
some of these you might have to adjust. But it's at least some ideas that you can take and do similar things with.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm excited because some of these I've done, some of these you've done.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be able to kind of like play back and forth on like what worked, what didn't work, and things that you might do differently.
Yes.
Which is exciting. I think like jumping around, we have a list, but jumping around, I want you to talk about your yard sale.
Okay.
The yard sale thing.
So we actually didn't do this year.
Mhm.
Because that marketing team kind of broke up.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest, I lost track of time and I don't have the in that neighborhood. Like I don't live there the way they do. So I don't have the HOA contact. Had no way
Yeah.
to get a hold of this person. So I wasn't able to do it this year. Now, that doesn't mean I won't do it maybe in the fall or try to find a different neighborhood. But we did for 2 years. We sponsored the neighborhood yard sale, which really just meant the HOA put the ad in the paper for us, which they do traditionally. They told us what date it was. I ordered a yard card to advertise it a little more to make it exciting. We door knocked flyers to the neighborhood to make sure everyone was involved. We had people who were signing up for it register with a Google sheet so that the week of, we put out a map of the, because there's like 500 houses in this neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a big neighborhood.
Yeah, we put out a map to say this, we know for certain. Now, there might be other houses who didn't register for some reason, but guaranteed. And here's the highlights of what they have at their house.
Yes.
So we had a cute little Google map. People could go there. We also did a thank you gift. So we put together like little goodie bags and we rode around, and every house that participated, we dropped off a goodie bag that had our information. And it was a reusable dishcloth because we were like, you're cleaning out your house, like it coordinated.
Yep.
And then we also did a everyone who participated and registered, you had to register, also got entered into a raffle, and it was like the winner of this. So it gave us multiple points in their neighborhood Facebook group to bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing. And then all of our names and images were on everything. We collected some of their information through the registration, so they're in my CRM now. And people like really thanked us. Like they were like, this is awesome. Their one suggestion that we would have done this year if we had done it, was to coordinate with like the Salvation Army or Goodwill. Oftentimes organizations like that have a truck and they will come around at the end of the yard sale and pick up all the stuff you don't want to put back in your house for free.
Right.
And give you the tax paperwork. That is the one thing I would have upgraded this year. Some people ask food trucks to come. This used to be a really popular neighborhood yard sale. I feel like because of COVID, they dropped off for a bit. We definitely, second year, had a better turnout than first. I think that would have been an eventual, but I didn't want to pay a minimum for a food truck, not knowing how many people, like I wanted more of a history before we elevated to that. But that's always something you could add to try and entice people to come. Like we were thinking of doing, because it's, I also remember saying, why do yard sales have to start at 7 a.m.? Stupid. Not, not my yard sales. But we were going to do like a coffee donut truck to just like, that made sense for that time of day. So
yeah, can we like what is the post? Like can we like make it normal for yard sales to be like from 11 to 3
yeah, like why?
instead of
Especially
7 to 1?
now, if it were June or July in North Carolina, okay, yeah, we need to do it 7 to 11. But in April, it's still cold in that time of day. Like
Yeah,
there's no need for
absolutely.
us to be up that.
Absolutely.
No.
I think that's such a good idea. And as far as like your drop by gifts too, I've seen people like put together like a yard sale kit. Like they get
Yes.
those little colored tags with the price. Like, here you go. Here's your prep kit for this yard sale. Which again, like you said, it's just like one touch after
Right.
another, and it's in a short amount of time. And then of course, like, follow up. Thank you for participating. Hope you'll, you know, join us again next year. That sort of thing, because again, it's all about recognition and repetition. And if you can have 20 signs out in a neighborhood with like, oh, yard sale here, but it has your like
Yeah,
name and logo on it, it's that simple. It's a lot like the lights contest that I've done in
exactly.
around the last couple of years. Because why wouldn't I love to have signs in the yard for houses that I'm selling? Why wouldn't I just want like that advertising in front of people's house for
Right. Like I
two
had one
months
made, it was generic and I was with a different firm when the first year we did it. Um but it kind of looked like my for sale sign. It had my picture on it. It said sponsored by with my name and contact information. And I put
Mm-hmm,
it right next to the yard sale sign that the community put up.
mm-hmm.
And I told the artist, I'm like, you guys can get one, put your own up.
Yep.
But which I'm glad I didn't pay for that, knowing that it wasn't gonna work out. But um I think it's so easy. It's rather low cost because again, you don't have to do the prep kit and the goodie bag. You can
Right.
bring it down to different things that you can afford. You can up it to different things that you can afford.
Right.
We
Be the
the
organization piece. Be that person that creates the infographics and posts it
right,
on on the local Facebook pages, and make sure your logo's on it. You don't have to print those goodies. Like,
exactly.
and we'll get into this a little bit later too, but things that you put out into your community, if you have your name and logo, and I'm not saying like splashed all over it, obviously, but if your contact information is somehow incorporated in a piece of value that then gets reshared or sent to somebody, it just like it's a trickle effect. It just
Exactly.
or a ripple effect, not a trickle
And
effect.
like
Ripple.
the raffle giveaway was all sourced from local businesses. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't spend any money on that. The one of my partners went to local businesses that she knew and got them all to donate something. So it was gift cards for lawn service, a hair salon, like all sorts of things went into this cute basket, and
Yeah,
we didn't pay a dime for it. So it was
that's
awesome,
awesome. And
absolutely awesome.
I think that that's something that people like look forward to, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. Like last year with the Christmas lights, like I had two people reach out and were like, "Hey, are you doing that again this year?" I mean, two is not a lot, but they start to look forward to it.
Right?
So, and yard sales, at least like where I'm from, up in the north, like yard sales were like the thing
Yeah,
to
and
do on
community
the
ones
weekends.
like there's a community in Radisson or Baldwinsville, New York. It's called Radisson,
Hmm.
and like there is traffic. They have to get cops to organize because it's
Hmm.
such a huge neighborhood event. And so if you
Yeah.
really can start small but get it to grow, this
Hmm.
can be a thing. This can be
Oh
a
heck yeah.
so and so the local realtors neighborhood yard sale.
Yeah.
Um,
So growing up, there was one local to us. It was literally called the 10 Mile Yard Sale. It still happens, and
right?
it encompasses some neighborhoods, but like where we're from, more like out in the sticks. But literally 10 miles and more of people, just like we know that people are out yard sailing this weekend. So
Right?
here's all of our crap.
Well, and one of my thoughts was like this neighborhood backs up to an elementary school that all the kids in
Hmm.
the neighborhood walk to. And my thought was, what if eventually it was a yard sale slash like craft show? Like
Hmm.
as this grew, that was in my long term plan. Like, all right, let's bring in other vendors. Then I could bring in food trucks, things like that. Now, like, let's make this a thing. Now, that was more like a 5 year plan,
Right.
but the wheels were rolling. So I would
Right. You
like,
got to start somewhere, though.
right,
So,
you got to
like,
start somewhere.
and
Even if
we've
it's
talked about
your
this.
house,
Yep.
just do a yard sale and put a sign
Well,
out
that's what I was
front.
going to say. That we get people like for events like, oh, well, only 12 people showed up or only four people showed up. Who cares? You
Right,
marketed out there to thousands of people that saw that
exactly.
you were doing
And
this.
if
So,
you promote it correctly and document it correctly, they don't know 4 people showed up.
hmm.
Like, but it still shows you're doing something for the community and it will
Yep.
grow and it will turn into something. So don't give up on it.
Hmm. Yep. Another thing, and I actually just posted one of these last week, is the summer events and camps
Yes.
calendar download thing. So, what I did, and I break it up into more like individual pieces so I can, spam people more often. But the one that I did last week was local summer camps because, as I was informed actually last week when I was registering, they're like, "Oh, well, that's been full since January," and I'm like, it doesn't even start till June, so why is it full 6 months in advance?" Anyways, I digress. Putting together a graphic that I was able to post on social media about it. But what I also did was create a link to a PDF page, like a website page on Canva, because you can
Hmm.
make your Canva designs into a website. That I made all of those camps clickable, like
Nice.
to those pages, to that Google form, to that calendar. Because you could say, oh, yeah, Stars and Strides is having their horse summer camp these dates, but like they don't know who to contact. And depending on how big your piece of your graphic is on social media, it's hard to read that email or that
Right.
phone number. So being able to be like, here, drop your email, because we're collecting email addresses, we're building that database. You're gonna it directly, it doesn't get sent to their email. As soon as they put their email address in, it bounces them to a new website page that has all of that information right there.
Right.
But if they just want to share the graphic, that gets circulated and out there too. But there's so many other things that you can do with that idea, that thought process, besides summer camps, like
Right.
4th of July fireworks. I mean,
Memorial
all
Day
year. Where to
parades.
find Santa? What about the Easter Bunny? That kind of thing. I did one for Easter egg hunts
Yep.
a few weeks ago too. But that kind of thing, because people are always looking for stuff to do with their kids,
Especially if it's free
especially
stuff.
during the summer.
And especially if it's free. Like if you can find things that aren't going to cost them money or a lot of
Yep.
money, post it because
Yep.
people are always looking. Or,
And this
okay,
can be
so
repurposed.
for me though, okay, let's talk about my audience is not necessarily a lot of families, right?
Right.
I would post where's the local mud run?
Hmm.
What time are like fireworks? Everyone loves fireworks. What
Right.
time are the ones at different locations that may not be the family carnival?
Hmm.
Or um like maybe some local meetup groups. Like, hey, here's some things you may not have known were going on. Like there's a board game group that meets on Wednesdays. Go check this
Hmm.
out. Or hot girl walks. Like, are there any organized hot girl walks in my area? Pet adoption things are great things to. Hey, here's local things that are happening. Or here's a local farmers market schedule. Did you know
Right.
it's Saturdays and this day in Gastonia, Belmont's this day? Like
Yep.
those are
We'll say
things.
the list goes on and on for these to be able to. And like I said, you can multi-purpose these. So you have a infographic to grab people's attention on social media. Put some information in there for people that just want to screenshot it or send it to
Right,
their mom or tag somebody in it or share it to another Facebook group.
right,
That's great to have. Create that landing page for people to get the full list or that clickable list. And like in the last post that I did, I was like, listen, nobody has time to be typing in all those letters and
right.
numbers for a Google form. Okay. Just put your email in. You can click the link. It's very easy.
Yep.
And then also, if you already have an established email list, go ahead and send that out to your local people. So if you have an established email list, like I will also, that Easter Bunny one, I went ahead and popped that into one of my weekly emails that goes out to my What's New in Newton people and the people that I know have kids that have, because in Flowdesk, if somebody clicks a link, you can add them, you can add a new tag. So
Right,
any of the events that are like very kid focused, and if people click on those, they get added into this group that says kids.
right,
So I sent that all out too. And it's just like, again, repetition. Even if they saw it on Facebook, now they saw it in their email. And then if you're printing these cards, if you do mailers and you send these out as like postcards, same thing. Put a QR code for the instant download, right? For them to be able to click those links. And it's just, again,
right.
time after time after time. Because with social media, I forget the number, but it's like 27 times that people have to see you and your brand before you get that recognition piece.
Hmm. Well, and that's like for me, I would do the baseball team up the street.
Hmm.
Um, they're home openers this weekend. So this week I need to
Nice.
post the baseball team schedule with a link to their website. Hey, go buy tickets here. Like, or here's the code that they're using for discounts. I'm writing this one down so I don't forget to do this week because it's a busy week.
Another sticky note.
Actually, this one's just a regular notepad
Just a
because
regular note.
the sticky
Okay.
notes are buried right now. But no, those are great. And again, not just this season, those are things you can do like bi-weekly and people aren't going to get annoyed with it. Because
Right.
and if you want to ninja move this, Katie Day would tell you do a green screen video with the schedule behind you and post that because those
Yep.
are things that are really taking off on social media right now. And then
Yep.
somehow have the link to get to the thing to gather their information. But you want to be 5 Mile famous. You want to be known as the expert in whatever area you're trying to attract people in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to go to my next one. And this
Okay.
is one I text Brenna late one night. Design of a pizza box. I said, what do you think about this? Is this cute or corny? And it's doing like everyone does CMA boxes, right? And they're cute, they're great, they're super branded. I love them. This is something I think I may not do for people who have never met me before, who may not understand my humor.
Get who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, but if they've engaged on some level, they are going to know who I am. But why not get pizza boxes that have like a fun pizza themed thing? Like, I don't, well, mine was actually like kind of clever and I don't remember what it said. I'm going to have to pull this one up while we're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But a CMA in a pizza box that says something like hot and fresh or, oh darn, where did my design go? It was really cute. Um,
It is really cute.
and then with the estimate or with the CMA, put in there like a customized pizza cutter. If you don't have a customized one, just go to the dollar store and buy some pizza cutters. It doesn't have to be a super, here it is. A super fancy one. Okay, so mine said Alyssa Courier Realtor with a little like pizza cartoon guy and sunglasses, and underneath it said a slice above the rest. And it's super cute. And
It is super cute.
like, I think it's a great way to grab alternative attention.
Mm-hmm.
I would, depending on, again, how much you know them, either throw in like a $5 gift card for your local pizza place or go to the pizza place and be like, hey, here's something I'm working on. Would you guys want to co-brand and include a coupon?
Right.
Like, we can build something that they can bring in. Let's work together. Like, you're my favorite pizza place. I'd love to bring you business. What do you think about co-branding on this? I've seen
That's a
people do it
great
with coffee
option.
shops. Like there was a girl in West Virginia. I can't think of her name right now. I'm sorry if you're listening. You're super cute. You have the prettiest brown curly hair. Um, she's in Girls with Grit.
Is it
Bailey.
Bailey Tisdale?
Bailey. Um,
Mm-hmm. I knew it.
di-
As soon as you're like, she's super
she's
cute. She's
super
got
cute. She always has the
she
cutest
is.
outfits. I'm like, girl,
I
teach me the
adore her.
ways. Um, but she did coffee sleeves. She went to her local coffee shop and said, hey, if I buy these, will you put them on your coffee cups?
Mm-hmm.
Genius. So if pizza's not your thing, which I love pizza, I'm from New York, it makes sense with my branding.
Sure.
You could do, I mean, maybe not for CMA boxes, but go to your local coffee shop. Ask them, hey, if I have the sleeves printed or the cups printed, can we
Right.
co-brand?
Mm-hmm.
For this idea, I would do a coupon, maybe throw in a dollar store pizza slicer if you don't have the budget to have customized ones, because I looked them up. They're not super cheap.
No.
So if you're
Mm-mm.
just starting, like I would put more finances into the professionally printed box than I would the pizza cutter because I think
Yep.
that's the initial impact, the initial impression. Um, you could use them for Fizbos, for expireds. Like I
And
just
it's
think,
just different. And I know you said that everybody does CMA boxes, but I swear, like, still nobody does them.
I,
Like, a lot of people do, but not very many.
and I haven't done the full box yet. I do them in different ways. Like I had like the cute mailer bags that said, "This is what you've been waiting for."
Yep.
But I do think the box is that next step up, and
Yep.
having something clever. And no offense, yours, your boxes are beautiful, and you do a
Oh, I love my
phenomenal job
boxes.
with them. And I think there's a space for each style, like the super professional, like branded, gorgeous headshots, and then there's the pizza box. Like there's a
Mm-hmm.
space for both. And I just think the pizza box is a fun entry into it. Like it's gonna show your personality some, like, but again, read the room.
And it's memorable,
Right, it's
right? And again,
memorable.
but again, it's one of those like you speak to your people,
Right,
right? Your people will get it. The people that don't get it weren't your people.
right,
So that's a, I think that's cool.
exactly.
My only concern with the pizza boxes is sometimes like, I mean, I put tissue paper in my boxes to make sure things don't like slide around, but my boxes are like not much bigger than than like a paper size. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a pizza box, unless you got like a medium
You
size
could you
pizza,
can
like a
get
small
I've
pizza
looked into this.
box.
We can get them in different sizes
Oh,
because I was
okay.
like,
Because
okay,
I'm
I
like,
need it
man,
at
it's gonna
least big enough
slide
to hold like an eight
everywhere.
and a half by 11,
Right.
and but not too. I don't want a giant one.
Right.
You can get different sizes, and I
So
think
you need
it's
like a 10-inch pizza box.
right. And I think like I don't know if we've talked about on here, but doing like I think we did a referral VIP program.
Mm-hmm.
Mail this thing, get the smaller like a personal pan size. Put a
Yep.
pizza cut like a nice pizza cutter for your VIPs. And you could mail this, seal it up,
And
mail
it's
it,
cute.
put the shipping label on the back with the nice pizza cutter and I don't know, something else pizza related in there.
Yep.
And hey, thanks for being on my VIP referral list. Like that's your first in for your like for one of your gifts for VIP referrals. Like
Yeah, sure.
there's multiple
Yep.
ways.
Another thing coming up here, Teacher Appreciation Week, I think, is the 6th through the 10th of May. Is that right?
I think
It's
so.
it's right around there usually every time of year every year it is. And whether this can be a few things. So for me, I wouldn't do a few schools. I would focus on the school that I have been focusing on, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But teachers, you guys, teachers do not get paid enough.
No.
They do not get loved on enough. They should not have to ask you 16 times if you want to send in a box of tissues or a ream of paper, or because all of that crap they have to buy by themselves. And I didn't realize that before I had kids. Like, that's insane. Buy a box of tissues. Anyways, teacher appreciation, they appreciate all of this crap. But whether you do a snack bar, go ahead and get like we were just talking about, the little coffee cup sleeves. You can do that and have them fill it up, make their own trail mix.
Yep.
You could put your card on printed paper bags, like whatever it is. You could do something easy like dropping off gift cards to Starbucks because teachers need more coffee in their lives. And just like, I mean, just love on them. I love the idea of mini hand sanitizer because kids are germy little gremlins. Put your branded tag on there. They'll clip it to their bag, whatever that is. But you could make sure that you don't like just drop it off. Like,
Right.
hey, I'm coming. Where can I set up this stuff to show my appreciation for the teachers? That kind of thing. Most of the time, they'll probably let you come into like the teacher's lounge and set up your stuff.
Yep. We
Set
did
up your
it
stuff.
a couple years. We did breakfast at two different schools. The schools that
Yep.
we sponsor, well, now I sponsor Teacher of the Month. Like we did breakfast for them. We got involved with the PTO. It was great. It was super easy. Like last year, I got bagels from Costco because they're super cheap, and I put them on a pretty platter with a bunch of random cream cheeses and butters.
Yep.
Done. Like and paper plates and napkins, and that super easy. I think this year because it's just me, I don't have the inclusion like the help with the budget from the other people. I was thinking of doing like boxes of coffee,
Hmm.
put my stuff on the side so they know it's me, and then getting like all the fun different creamers and stuff and let them do like a build your own coffee bar.
Oh, heck yeah,
Like
I love
super
that. Like a
easy.
box of Joe or something from
Yeah.
Dunkin', you can do like that full sheet label and
Mhm.
print it off with your full like business card essentially and
Yep.
stick it to the side. And it's there all day until the coffee's gone.
Exactly. And then just go buy
Another
fun
thing
creamers.
we did actually with the PTO last year is we actually bought, because there's always people are doing fundraisers for sports teams, for band, for whatever that is. And last year we were actually able to buy gift certificates from a fundraiser that was like, get a dozen donuts for the price of six. Can you hear my dog freaking out?
No.
Okay, great. um, Buy a dozen donuts for the price of six, right? So we were able to buy that coupon and support that fundraiser, and then it like
Right?
cut our costs for buying donuts for the teachers in half.
Nice. Very
I
nice.
was like, so we're doing double duty. We're supporting, what I forget what we were supporting, but bought those coupons and then still were able to do the coffee and donuts for the teachers just on a little bit more of a budget, you
Right.
know? And another thing, again, it doesn't have to be drop offs. These ideas are like, again, to somewhat have your information that's not super annoying, but like they know who you are. Go in and read to a class and let the teacher go eat lunch in peace.
Right.
We do duty free lunches a few times a year, which literally the teachers walk the kids down to the cafeteria and they're like, peace out. We will see you in 35 minutes. And they leave. They go to the
Right.
teacher's lounge. Usually we buy the teacher's lunch that day. So they have like a box lunch or something nice. And then it's really nice. They get a little break in there.
Yeah. And I do like, um, if like one day is not your thing, I do
Hmm.
teacher of the month for one elementary, one middle. And I put together a little bag. It has a little purple foam finger that says we're number one. I throw a little bit of candy in there, a $25 Visa gift card. Trying to think what else. A couple like little things. And then it has my business card in it. And like every month I'm at their staff meeting saying, "Hey, thank you, we appreciate you. Here's your gift."
Yeah.
So then when I come to do if like don't want to hang out or drop off whatever it is, they already know me. They know I've been there all year. Um and that's been really helpful. And I sponsored like a they had a fun run fundraiser for the library. So I made sure I was on the sponsor list for that. So they had my sign.
Hmm.
Like it's it's teachers are great whether or not you have kids in the school district. My in is always like, "Oh, my mom was a teacher." Like, I understand where you're
Yeah.
coming from. I give you
Hmm.
props because I would probably a kid. So
Right. You can use your imagination on
yeah,
what
I
what that
a
means.
kid. Um,
Oh, that's funny.
so here's one that I do. I think we've talked about it before, but I think if you sorry, it sounded like she was chewing something and she got around her donut the other day and got to her stitches. So let me start that
Oh
again. We can
no.
edit it. Um, Here's one that I do. Every open house I do, I give away a gift card. Um, Depending on the price point of the house, sometimes that depends on the price point of the gift card or where I am budget
Hmm.
wise that month. But I think a great way to really kick off the spring is maybe do see if you can get some local restaurants to donate some.
Yeah.
See it, make it an event. There was a TikTok that went around a while ago. This realtor has this giant banner she puts outside. Guess what? In a couple weeks, Eric and I are building the frame for that banner and I'm ordering one. Um, she makes it, even though she may not have the food truck, it may not be one of those elaborate, great, like massive open houses that people talk about, which are great to do. That could be
Hmm.
your client appreciation event too. Is like, hey, I have this great open house. Come see this house. And by the way, I have a popsicle truck out front. But one up your open house to make that a bigger marketing thing this year. So if you don't normally do the gift card, do the gift card giveaway or do a bigger one than normal to entice people to come in. Um, but they have to sign in with all their information. However, you have people sign in. I got in a debate on Facebook the other day. A piece of paper is the same as an iPad. I was like, the approach is how we go about this.
Right.
But, and announce the winner on social media. Send it to your email list, like so people know. Hey, come my open houses, they're rocking. Like here's what we do. But you could do like a little more than normal and make it
Hmm.
an event.
Yep.
And if you don't have the listing, check what listings are in your firm. Maybe someone has a killer property that they're like, we really don't want to do an open house. Or hey, we're about to do a price reduction. We need to do an open house. Reach out to that agent. Like it doesn't have to be your listing.
Yeah.
And just make sure that they're okay with what you're planning. So even if it's like I would if you don't see any cool listings, reach out to agents in your firm and be like, "Hey, do you have anything coming up? Here is what I would like to do. It's going to benefit you because it's going to bring more people to this property. Would you and your clients be willing to let me do an awesome open house?" And make sure you're doing all the fun videos leading up to it. Like the last open house I did a video before back to that big deck energy and I had like 13 groups of people and it was under contract that night.
Yeah.
So, I think there is while they may not always lead to immediate sales,
Yep.
marketing an awesome open house is great. Like get
Well, and
people in
this
your
is the time of
CRM.
year we're coming into the time of year where school's out and people are, doing that move thing in
Mhm.
the summer months. So open houses, I mean, traditionally do pick up a little bit this time of year because people are home and doing the things.
Right.
So I think that's a good idea. One that I have not done. I have not done this. It is actually on the list for going into. I don't know if it's going to be in Q2. I think it'll end up being in Q3. Is a first time home buyer workshop
Yes. I was just
in
talking to my lender
person.
about one of these yesterday.
Yep, in person or in Zoom or on Zoom. I feel like I haven't seen many of them. recently.
Mm-mm.
But with COVID being over, it's over, you guys. The 3% is not coming back, right? It's time to start initiating these buyers in back into a balanced market and
Yep.
what that looks like for them. So I personally, and I've talked to, again, my lender about this too. I think that I would want to do an in-person event, but record it because then you're like, oh, did you
Yeah.
miss it? Here you go. You can, again, name, phone number, email, let me drop you the recording, that kind of
Right.
thing. Also be able to chunk it up for reels on social media, that sort of thing. And say, just set these people up for success because they have no idea what they're doing out here.
Right. And maybe if first time homeowners aren't your jam, then do one about, hey, how do I use the equity in my house to buy another house or to buy an
Mm-hmm.
investment property? Or the one we were talking about was like, let's educate sellers on VA loans. Let's talk about what it really looks like, how it's not as scary, and like it can be a different topic. And
Mm-hmm.
it could be pre-recorded if you need it to be something that's evergreen that you can send out in your flow desk or your high note so it's
Sure.
there. Um but a live session I think is the best,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in person or Zoom. Definitely record it, like use it for content, use it for other things.
Well,
But
to say this is just like we were talking about earlier with the I think it was the yard sale. Yeah, like making this like it's not a one touch thing,
no,
right? Oh, I'm setting this up. These are the potential dates. What date works better for you? Turn it into a poll, right? And then oh, registration is open. $5 Starbucks gift card to the first 10 people who register.
right,
That kind of thing. And then um afterwards, like prep them in advance or not afterwards, in advance, like, oh, 2 weeks before, don't forget, this is what's coming up. Here's a giveaway. Here's a handout for a 5 things that buyers should know in 2025,
right.
something of value. And then when they get there, we're not talking about having a day long
No, this should be like an
workshop.
hour.
Oh, please, please keep it to an hour.
Yes.
Hello, grab a snack. Here's 30 minutes of super helpful information. What are your questions? Here's your goodie bag. I hope you buy a house with me.
Right. Right. And if you don't want to do like the $5 gift cards at the start, maybe partner up with a home inspector because I think that's
Mm.
a big thing, or
Oh,
your
I think that would
lender
be
to do this
great.
with you and do some type of raffle. Like everyone who attends gets entered to win. I don't know. It doesn't, I'm just throwing an idea. A Yeti prize
$300
pack.
off their appraisal and a
Right.
free home inspection.
Right. Or,
Like that's a huge amount of money for a buyer. Like
right.
if it's that saves them $300 and a free home inspection, that's probably like $700 or $800
Easily.
easily.
Yeah. Because a home inspection, I mean, if you add everything to it, it could be 1,500
Well, I
bucks.
would assume that it would be like the base,
Right.
right? If they
But,
wanted to add
right.
radon or
Yeah,
pest, like
exactly.
that's in addition. But I think that that would be that's like almost $1,000 in savings for a potential buyer that's coming. Like if they're coming to an event like this, they're thinking about it. And then in there, follow up wise, I would send out like a Google form, be like, how did you like this session? Was it helpful? Did you have questions? That kind of thing. And then again, follow up with, hey, I'm so glad that you came. I hope it was super informative. Here is a link to go to my 4 available buyer onboarding calls this week. Pick one,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Have a Calendly set up so
Mm-hmm.
there's only these times available. And if they need hey, and if you need a different time, here's my phone number. Text me. Let's talk about
Mm-hmm.
what's available.
Yep,
Like, so you can
absolutely.
coordinate your schedule,
But
you can time block, but
like you should be able to use this for like a 2 month span of crap.
yeah,
And even the people of crap, this I
crap.
should not be a podcaster. But seriously, even the people that don't come to your event, they're gonna see you promoting this and sharing this and doing this for
Right.
that whole span of time.
Yep. Yeah,
So
there's
I love that.
definitely ways you can turn this into a thing and make it multi-touch and multi-visibility. Like,
Hmm.
okay, so when you're done with it and like maybe you've created it as an Eventbrite or something, run the Facebook ad that says, hey, we had 100 people show up to this one, or it sold out or whatnot. Here's the next
Hmm.
one. You don't want to miss
Yep.
this.
You don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
And
Um,
make it a thing too, like whoever wins that appraisal pack. And listen, here's the thing: somebody who gets a free home inspection or $300 off their appraisal, they might never use it. How many times have you won a gift card or something? And like, I literally have a gift card that I won at a raffle last year for a free spray tan, and I have not used it. It's probably expired. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cool, I won. But obviously, you want those people to
Right.
use it. But take a picture of them, post that, be like, oh my
Right.
God, they won this thing at my event. Maybe you should come next time.
Well, and I think you just made a really good point. Take the picture and post it. So all of these things that we're talking about today, take the picture and post it. When I do the teacher of the month, they take a picture of the, even if I'm not there for some reason, and they post it and they tag me.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm organizing the yard sale, I'm documenting that along social media the whole time.
Absolutely.
Um, like all of those things, take a picture and post it, take the video, post it. Like it shows that you're doing things. You don't, again, you don't want to be the secret agent.
Right.
Um, this is one I'm working on. So we all know I love a good pop by. Um, we have spring ideas listed here. So like seed packets, a lot of people use like the forget me not seeds, which is cute. Not my thing. I'm not a flower person. But it's a great way, to have that conversation. Mini flower pots, like your home is where your heart blooms, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. I saw one that I think I'm gonna maybe do it. Excuse me, I don't know why I have the burps. Is get like the vintage looking popcorn buckets,
Mm.
but instead of popcorn, yellow carnations.
Oh, cute.
Right? So like you can do that pop and buy thing, but without a bag of popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Mother's Day or another holiday that flowers make sense, or just a random one. Like
Yep.
yellow carnations, you can order them in bulk somewhere, super cheap, throw them in that little bin with some flower foam and put a cute tag on it, and boom, done.
Yep.
I think another thing is like if you live in a community with a pool, instead of doing like a pop by, post in your neighborhood thing, hey, this Friday afternoon, I'm going to have popsicles at the pool. Come on down. Free popsicles to the first however many people show up. Um, or you could do squirt guns, like, and just show, like, I'm at the pool on this day, especially last day of school or the first day after the last day of school.
Mm-hmm.
Great times to do that. Just show that you're involved in your community. You could do, some people do like air fresheners, like the market's heating up, don't sweat it. Okay. Or like I would do that with like one of those cooling towels you use for the sports teams. Um, if you hang out with a bunch of car clubs, get a microfiber cloth and a mini spray bottle. And
Yeah.
cute little way to be like when you're at a car meetup, hey, here's, something like that.
Something to remember me by. Yeah, I was just looking to another great idea for pop buys, or like if you don't have ideas for pop buys, pull up the weird holidays list.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's what I was just trying to look up and see. Like National Chocolate Ice Cream Day is in June. That's a fun one.
Right.
National Egg Roll. Like you've got so many weird
Right. The 4th of July
things
or
on here.
Memorial Day are great ones. Don't
Yep.
attach anything to an American flag though. Give
Nope.
sparklers instead. Or if you're gonna do an American flag, it's attached to something else that like. Do not put your
Hmm.
card on an American flag ever in any way, shape, or form. Please, thank you. You're gonna piss some people off. Um, but yeah, the weird holidays like National Margarita Day. I did one Cinco de Mayo a couple years ago. I did mini bags of Doritos, and it was a tag on it that gave you a recipe to make walking tacos with it.
Walking tacos. That's a good one
And
too.
it
My kids
was
love those.
the only thing I say to avoid, unless you know these people well, we're not doing alcohol.
Hmm.
Sorry, you don't know, unless you're very good friends with them, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And we do not want
Yeah.
to accidentally trigger,
Yeah.
um,
Set somebody up for success. We
yeah.
want to do that.
I think you also have to be careful. Like we all do the lottery tickets, but that could be a slippery slope too. So just make sure you're reading the room. Make sure you know your clients. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a pop by. It could be hanging out at the pool this summer and announcing, hey, I'm bringing popsicles, or hey, I have squirt guns today, or I ordered 30 pizzas. Come on down.
Yep.
Or it could be, one of my friends' neighborhoods, and I think this is more of obviously an event than a pop by, but you could coordinate with local vendors. They have an adults only night at their pool.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah, and they either have it catered or bring in a food truck, and the HOA pays for this, but this is something you could do. Obviously, more of an event for your neighborhood. They bring in a DJ, no kids allowed. It's from like 7 to 11, and it's adults only. And it's
That's
like
cool.
it is filled every year, and the adults look forward to it. So maybe
Hmm.
talk to your HOA about coordinating some, obviously more than a pop-by. I accelerated that one, but that would be the next level of like hanging out at your neighborhood pool, of being like,
Sure.
let's coordinate something. I think it's a
I think
great
that's a
idea.
good one. And then
Hmm.
I think the last one that we have on here is homeowner tips, like a social series for you to be able to, again, if you're balling on a budget and you're just trying to get your face and your name out there, I think this is a great option. And follow the same ideas that we were saying. Like, don't make this one post and then like
Right.
leave it. If you're going ahead and putting together this information about spring HVAC maintenance, like put a contact for a local HVAC guy in that post, tag them because then they'll be able to see it as well. And they're like, oh, wow, appreciate Brenna for going ahead and shouting out my business like that. That's great. Put it in an email, put it like repurpose this information, but use it as a reel. Create that graphic that you're going to post on social media. And like Alyssa said, do it as a green screen behind you and be like, hey, so this week we're talking about mulching versus pine straw or curb appeal hacks for less than $50, like those kinds of things. And then again, you can have a link that says, here's, if you want this graphic, drop your email and it
Yep.
gets sent out to them. And, but again, work smarter, not harder. If you're trying to create new content, brand new content, 365 days a year, that's exhausting.
Right.
Let your work for you. Use it in so many different ways. And you're like, I feel like people are like, oh, well, I posted that on Facebook, so I can't use it in email. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you are touching that person, and I hate saying that, if you're reaching that person multiple times with the same information, like, well, this girl is serious. I guess I will drain my HVAC line. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will clean that out. But it shows that you're serious. It shows that you're not just popping a graphic on social media and calling it a day, that you are working this business because this is your business. So
Right.
think about all the times that you see ads on the TV. You see those same ads when you're scrolling through Facebook. You get that same information emailed to you from that company as well. Like that's how they're able to reach those people. So use it to your advantage.
Yes. And don't forget, like, also, like, um, sorry, I'm still on the Popeye idea. But, and this could be a homeowner tip thing too. Like, market on the local events too. Like, if people are on the parade route, and maybe not a homeowner like maintenance tip, but hey, don't forget the parade's coming. Here's some great decorating ideas.
Mhm.
Something else, like if it's not a maintenance thing, there are other ways to be like, hey, you're on the parade route, or you're near this is coming, here's how to prepare for that.
Yep.
So you can market it different ways if you don't really want to go the maintenance or the upkeep route, I think.
Maintenance, I think it's such an evergreen thing though.
Right.
I love to throw a maintenance in there because whether it's you need to clean out your HVAC drain, 3, 4, 5 times a year, depending on where you are. It gets gunky and gross. So how easy is that to post a video? And then it's one of those things that people see, maybe they share, they see, maybe they share, or screenshot and send it to somebody. I think it's something that you can go back to. If you're saving these graphics, post it again a year later. They're not going to
Maybe.
scroll back and check.
Right, or change it a little bit if you're worried that people will
Yeah.
scroll back and like
If you've
easily.
got enough time on your hands to scroll back and see if I posted that same graphic a year ago, ma'am.
Right. Yeah, if you're that, like, get a life. Get a
Oh, well.
life.
But I think that that's great, and say it's not just spring specific. A lot of these items you can use for, again, different events, different holidays. The idea is to just keep utilizing that information that you're already putting time and effort into and making it work as many ways as it can
Right.
for you.
Yep. Yes.
But I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think there's some great ideas in here. If you guys have other ideas you want us to, you're like, I can't believe they didn't even mention this, y'all send us a DM on Instagram. You can email us. It's contractsandchaos@gmail.com. But I think this is if you can't get something from this episode, I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what to
how to
tell
help you.
you. Like,
I
and
think
I
we got
think,
one for everybody in there. The
right? And I
social
think we have
people,
stuff
the
at,
antisocial people.
right. And every price point, too. You could go big
Hmm.
on all of these, or you could go small.
Dial it
Like,
back.
those Facebook um, graphics and links back to your CRM, free.
Hmm.
Unless you want to put money behind an ad, which you can do. Totally do it. I think it's a great
Right.
idea. But I mean, you could also just be posting the graphic in your local moms groups, your local What's Up, whatever county group. Like, you don't have to
And
spend money
listen,
on it.
don't take all 15 of these ideas and be like, "Oh my gosh, now I'm overwhelmed. I have no
Right.
idea where to start." Pick one. Pick one and run with
Exactly.
it and see how it works.
Exactly.
If you hate it, pick something different the next time. But just pick one and do it.
Yep. Pick
Just
something. Just don't
do it.
don't just sit there and pray, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't work
Nope.
anymore.
Nope.
Oh
All
well.
right.
All right.
On that
We
note,
will
guys.
see you guys next week.
Yes, we will.
We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week.